fearless pioneer.
Yo, what is going on, guys? EJ here, bringing another Lord of the Rings Rise to War video. Today, guys, we've got another Commander-related video. We're going to be talking about the legendary Gandalf the Grey and why you should be using him. He's extremely good. He's an excellent all-rounder with doing damage as well as defense, avoidance. He's just, yeah, a really good PvPer as well as taking tiles with receiving minimal losses whatsoever. And he can be very useful with different troop combinations. He works pretty much perfectly with any kind of troop, no matter what it is. But yeah, let's go talk about him, shall we? Let's go into my commander section like so. We have him up to level 50. My commanders are doing quite well at the moment. I'm currently working on these two fellas, trying to get them up to level 50. And don't you worry, as soon as I get good old Frodo and Sam up to level 50, I'll be finally doing an insane video on them, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, Gandalf the Grey is a support commander. Obviously, when he hits level 20, he gets the 25% extra focus and 5 skill points. I have him at Respect 11. Now he is one of the easier commanders to gain Respect level with. It's really, yeah, very, very, very simple and easy to get his Respect level up, especially if you've been playing since Season 1. So, almost to Respect 12 here, which will give me another skill point. I only need like about 2 more wines, and we're pretty much ready to go. As you can see, I've got him fully maxed out at level 50, full stamina, ready to rock and roll. He has 75 command, which is really good up there. It's not the 80, but 75 comes in handy. 100, as you can see, his stats are pretty balanced, but definitely more focused because he is a wizard. But nearly 200 might there is really good with the plus 70 bonus, which is going to give us a damage dealt by army of 10%. Our focus at 360 reduces the amount of damage received by army by 18%. And speed of 117 is pretty, just a little bit above average, pretty low to be honest. As you can see, I don't have the world's best gear. Compared to some people, it might be really good. But it's not the best matching gear for him. Like, as you can see, I have a cutlass, which doesn't really buff any of my abilities for my focus. It increases might, speed, and attack melee, which is alright. For the first 4 rounds, all allied commander's physical damage ignores 30%. So it's not really the best weapon for him, but as you can see, with the other weapons being on my other commanders, it's all I got to work with at the moment. So it's better to have a 5 fully refined, strengthened equipment than say like a level 2 of something perfect that's going to work with him. The chest piece is alright, the scale mail. It increases my might, focus, and army defense melee, which is really good, plus 15. Every 2 rounds, 1 allied unit's defense plus 30%, which is really good for 1 round. Then we have a really good helmet here. Now, this can get a lot of special abilities here. As you can see, for the first 2 rounds, all allies have a 66.7% chance to gain stun immunity. I don't have that fully refined. That can become 100%. It increases might, but also gives us 30 points extra in the focus for our commander, which is extremely good. The last one we have on here is the Wizard Fireworks, which increases our focus by 36 and army attack range plus 3. And every 2 rounds, 1 allied unit recovers 99.9 HP. Now, let's go have a look at his skills, shall we? Now, I skill him a lot differently all the time. This is probably my main build at the moment that I use. But if I scout and I see different commanders, I do changes and stuff. Like, if I'm going to be coming up against a Galadriel or something like that, I'm definitely going to be putting points into High Alert to reduce my focus, burn, and poison damage. Otherwise, you're going to get shredded. Gandalf the Grey, surprisingly, does not bad against Witch Kings and stuff like that. But you want to have your High Alert maxed out. It's going to give you a reduction of 50% from all that burn damage you're going to receive, as well as poison damage from like commanders like Kamal, for example, and a lot of the evil Wraith commanders do a lot of focus damage as well, particularly some of the new ones like Cestario and stuff like that. But yeah, White Council is always an excellent one to have maxed because when it's maxed, you're going to get, for the first 3 instances, that will be double to the first 6 instances of minus 19% damage received. Also, you get a special buff of 20 focus to your original base amount as well, if you didn't know. Now, if you're versing tiles, you want to be doing this on the Champion of Light, maxing this out. It's going to increase your damage tenfold against Orcs, Uruk-hai, and Trolls. I don't have him as a tile build at the moment. I got him in more of my this main PvP battling. But if especially like with the tiles, I'm up in like Erebor lands and stuff at the moment. So a lot of the tiles that I'm going to be versing is going to have dwarves and that on it, not evil. That's why I've got that done like so. So yeah, White Council, you always want to have this max without an absolute doubt. And the sub-skills you want to change per whether you're going to be versing focused commanders, or if you're going to be versing evil tiles or even evil PvP battles, so to say. But I'm not versing a lot of evil at the moment. The next thing you always want to max out first is the Grey, because it's going to, as you can see, after the commander deals damage, one allied unit has a 50% chance of recovering 100% HP, which is really good. And the max level effect of 15% focus. I always like to have a little bit of points in here of fleeting movements, because it's going to give 2 allied units a little bit of a chance to evade. Now, this maxed out is going to give you a lot better chance. But I don't put a lot of points in that because I like to have points in other places. I always put 1 point in blindside because, of course, it does stun. And just having 1 point in here means it's going to at least stun 1 enemy unit. The next thing, Mithrandir, or Mithrandir, I should say, sorry. For the first 4 rounds against all enemy damage reduction of 11%. And as you can see, the max level effect, 3 allied units avoid the first instances of damage. So you're doing a lot of good avoidance there, as well as reducing the damage, which is going to stack with your White Council. The next one, you definitely want to... I don't really put any points in the free people, so it just reduces damage. But with our Mithrandir and White Council stacking together, there's no point really. Now, Conveyor is very good because you can see for the first 2 rounds, all allied units gain initiative, which gives you the chance to act first, and a 75% chance to follow up, which basically gives you a chance to attack twice, which is very, very useful. Now, the next thing I'd like to put in points into is Wizard. Now, a max effect of this would give you 15 points base to your focus as well. So you could sacrifice like some points, like you could maybe take out these 2 and take a few of Surge to max this out. But I like to just even balance it out. You definitely want to keep that 1 for that stun. You don't need to have this max. You're already getting a bunch of extra focus from the Grey and White Council, which is going to be like a 35 point difference. But the reason why, because you want to have some points in Surge, because Surge deals 100% focus damage at level 5, and it really helps out a lot with your base focus as well. It's going to do a lot of damage. So that's how I would be going and skilling Gandalf the Grey. We're now going to talk about troop combinations for him. So let's go have a look. Now, I have Gandalf the Grey up here at the moment. We're getting ready to take a keep later on. And as you will see, my troop combination is probably a lot different than you think. I change it up all the time with him. So at the moment, I have Bow Knights, Guardmen, and Bears. Now, Gandalf the Grey as well as Gandalf the White always works extremely good with Eagles and Bears, guys, as well as Oathbreakers. Those 3 troops are a must on him. I always use at least one of those. As you can see, I'm using Bears at the moment. I do use Oathbreakers with him a lot. Especially, it's depending on who you want to be versing. Like, if you're going up against evil troops and that, Bears are really good. But you don't want to be using Oathbreakers versing evil a lot, because if you bump into the wrong people, like a Witch King, with his Alchemist and that, they're just going to destroy you. The focus damage is going to kill your Oathbreakers. But Oathbreakers are very good against tiles and physical commanders, like your Gimlis and Danes and stuff from Erebor. The Bow Knights are very good just because they're just amazing. They have really good damage HP and really good defense, and they're good against large units and that, and they're very good all-rounder. I'd say the best mounted all-round troop in the game. Now, for other army combinations with him, we have a few that we can talk about. So you can go an all-mounted, which is going to give you a ton of HP. For example, you could run marshals as well as like cavaliers, the catters, or even ram riders. A full mounted experience with him is really good. It's going to give you high HP and high DPS, and you're going to have really good defense because, as you can see, like the defense points of these are really high, and that is a way to go. Now, my favorite build with him, without a doubt, just don't want to make any changes here. I love to run Oathbreakers with him, without an absolute doubt. Oathbreakers are really good. Another good one is to have Guardians on there for defense, which helps protect your army, and then running Oathbreakers, and then I like to run such as Bears or Eagles. So that's the best army set. Sorry about that, guys. The audio played up or something like that in the game. I had to restart my game. If you're wondering why it just went boom like that. But anyway, the last thing we're going to have a look at, guys, is just a report of a nice 300 hit. Now, we were versing a Theoden fully stacked with tier 4 marshals that can do an amazing amount of damage. But as you can see, we had a pretty, really nice setup here. We used Oathbreakers as well as the Guardmen. I like to use this combination of Oathbreakers and Guardmen a lot. It is extremely, extremely good against mounted like Theodens and Eowens and stuff like that. It does really well. As you can see, like these 300 tiles aren't like, they don't slack, you know what I mean? Like he was already damaged a little bit, but he still had over 3,000 tier 4s left. As you can see, we did 242,777 damage. And we only received basically 50,000 and healed. What is these numbers, guys? 777, 666? What in the hell is going on here? But yeah, as you can see, a very good troop combination of Oathbreakers and the Guardmen are extremely good. I also like to use these guys because they're very easy to conscript. And they do a lot of damage because, as we talked about before with that follow-up, for the first 2 rounds, damage dealt, so it does a lot more damage. So with that follow-up, if they attack, they do a lot of damage twice. So I really do like this troop combination a lot. You don't get a lot of HP, but as you can see, against physical damage, it is extremely, extremely good, guys. And if we just go into the battle reports and to show you a little bit, I can give you an example of what we mean. If we go into the first thing, so as you can see, we get stun immunity and stuff like such. Our Oathbreakers attack, and as you can see, they do focus damage, which is very good against Marshall. As you can see, with the double up, we did the same amount of damage twice. So we took out nearly 150 units of Marshall straight away there. And then, as you can see, the sharpshooters, why I like to use them, with that buff, they attacked twice and did like 15 to 20,000 damage, taking out nearly 200 armies, or units I should say there, of his armies. So yeah, very, very, very useful at the start there. As you can see, Oathbreakers were granted avoidance and stuff like that, so they avoid all the attacks and everything like that. So yeah, very good setup. This is probably my favorite setup with Gandalf the Grey. It's not the highest HP, but with PvP versus physical commanders, I think it is extremely good. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap up the video there with some nice Isengard marching through Fenghorn Forest at the moment. They must need some firewood. But yeah, guys, until next time, peace out, EJ's out. And I'll catch you guys later. See yous. Thousands songs of the EJU Army. Yeah, you guys are